The storm over Tharsis Ridge was like nothing Daniel had ever seen. Even after 5 years stationed on Mars Outpost 7, the red planet's tempests still managed to surprise him. The dust raged like a living beast, blinding sensors and whipping sand into fiery spirals that screamed against the steel of his rover. He wasn't supposed to be out here. But the distress beacon wasn't human, and that made it worth investigating. The signal pulsed in rhythmic bursts, unlike any human frequency. He almost ignored it, thinking it was just a static anomaly, but something about its pattern, soft, deliberate, felt like a heartbeat calling for help. As he drew closer, the signal stabilized. And then he saw her. At first, he thought it was a trick of the light. A silver figure half buried in the red dust, motionless except for the faint glimmer of blue veins under translucent skin. She looked humanoid, but her proportions were too graceful. Her eyes, when they flickered open, shone like fractured amethyst under 1,000 suns. She was wounded, badly. Her breathing came in sharp, mechanical hitches, a mix of biology and technology struggling to stay alive. Daniel didn't hesitate. "Hang in there, whoever you are," he muttered, pulling her into the rover's medbay. "You're not dying out here." Her voice was faint but musical. "You are not one of us." "No," he said, pressing a stim patch to her neck. "But I'm also not leaving you to die." Her expression softened, somewhere between confusion and awe. That was the first time she said his name. Or at least tried to. Daniel. For the next few days, Daniel hid her in the outpost's old cargo dome, away from the surveillance drones of the Martian command. If the higher-ups discovered she was extraterrestrial, she'd be dissected before anyone even asked her name. She learned fast. Her name was Lyra, from a planet called Vieira, far beyond human star maps. Her ship had been attacked by raiders, human scavengers who had adapted alien tech and turned it against its makers. She had escaped but crash-landed, too weak to signal her people. She didn't understand why he helped her. And he didn't either. Something about her presence made Mars feel less empty. She was endlessly curious, touching the walls, asking about Earth, its oceans, and the blue sky she'd never seen. "You said your people destroyed the oceans," she said one night, tracing a holographic image of Earth with her shimmering fingers. "Why would you do that?" Daniel sighed. "Not destroyed. Just neglected. We always think we have time to fix things." She tilted her head, studying him. "Your kind thinks time is owned. But time owns you." He laughed softly. "That's poetic." "I learned it from you," she said, smiling faintly. "Humans speak like poets when they feel lonely." It was in that small dome, amid rusting equipment and dim solar lights, that something unspoken grew between them. A quiet bond formed not from logic or species, but from two souls that understood loss. Then one night she was gone. The sensors recorded a brief surge of energy, a jump drive signal. No note, no goodbye. Just silence. 4 years afterward, Daniel would sometimes stare at the red sky and imagine her eyes hidden somewhere beyond the stars. Middle years later, 7 years passed. Earth had changed. The Martian colonies were now trade hubs after first contact with several alien species had been formally established. Humanity had joined the Galactic Accord, a council of civilizations far older and more advanced. But Daniel never forgot her. He left military service and worked as a mediator for human-alien relations. To most, he was just another ex-soldier with scars and too much empathy. But deep down he was still waiting, for a sign, a voice, something to remind him that Lyra had been real. It came one morning at the orbital station above Ganymede. A communication officer called him over. "Sir, there's a diplomatic envoy requesting you personally." Lirve says she's an emissary of the Vayaran crown. The datapad nearly slipped from his hand. Did you say Lyra? The officer nodded. Yeah. And she says she owes you a life. The docking bay shimmered with golden light as the alien ship descended. Sleek, liquid-like metal folding seamlessly into elegant arcs. When the hatch opened, Daniel froze. Lyra stepped out. She was different, her attire regal, her posture commanding, but her eyes were the same. That soft amethyst glow, steady and full of knowing. Her guards bowed before her as she walked toward him. "Daniel," she said, voice calm yet trembling with emotion. "It has been many orbits." He laughed, half nervous, half relieved. "You could say that. You didn't even leave a note." Her lips curved slightly. "I had to return to my people. If I had stayed, you would have been hunted. They believed humans were our destroyers." "And now?" he asked. "Now they know what you are," she said softly. "A protector. A fool, perhaps, but one with a heart stronger than a shield." They met privately in a small observation room overlooking Jupiter's swirling storms. Lyra explained that her return wasn't merely personal. She had come with an offer. "My people have observed your species," she said. "We see your wars, your greed, but also your compassion, your defiance. The Council fears humanity's unpredictability." "And you?" he asked. "I believe unpredictability is your gift." Then she placed a small crystal sphere on the table. Inside it pulsed a living light. "This," she said, "is for you." Daniel stared. "What is it?" "A seed. From the last tree on my world. It can grow anywhere, airless, barren, or broken. Creates what your kind calls atmosphere. It restores what is lost. You're giving this to me." "No," she said quietly. "I'm giving it to Earth, through you." He blinked. "Lyra, this could change everything. Terraforming ecosystems. This could make dead worlds live again." "That is the intention," she said. "But it must be planted by one who believes life is worth protecting." Daniel didn't realize tears had welled in his eyes until she reached out and touched his cheek, just as she had once done on Mars. "I remembered your hands," she whispered. "They trembled when you saved me. I wanted to see if they still did." He laughed, choking up. "They do. Especially now." Over the next few months, Lyra remained on Earth, working with scientists and diplomats. Everywhere she went, cameras followed. But behind closed doors, she often visited Daniel's quiet home by the sea. They walked under the stars, sometimes talking, sometimes just listening to the waves. "Your world smells like memory," she said once. "Like things that once lived and still wish to." He smiled. "That's poetic again. You taught me that, remember?" He looked at her, really looked at her. "You're not just here for diplomacy, are you?" She hesitated, eyes flickering with light. "No. I came back because I wanted to know what your heart felt like after all this time." Ending the return. Months later, something happened that shook the system. A rogue faction of mercenaries, remnants of the scavengers who had once attacked Lyra's ship, launched an assault on the Galactic Council's convocation in orbit above Earth. Their target, the Vayaran delegation. Lyra's ship was hit first. Daniel, now part of the peacekeeping staff, rushed toward the emergency shuttle bay. "Where is she?" he demanded. "Dock 3," someone shouted. He arrived just in time to see Lyra cornered by mercenaries, her guards fallen.